All right. Hi, everyone. We are live again for another weekly ExO Economy Core meeting. This is a meeting where we come together each week. Oh, you know what? I keep being told, who am I? That's funny. I'm Kent Langley. I am the Chief Operating Officer of OpenExO, and I am one of the first folks who were working on this EXO Economy project back in 2016, 2017. And one of a fairly large team at this point who have been doing so for a number of years. So what we do in this call is we make sure that we bring together a lot of the core members of the EXO economy, the sub-community, the open EXO communities, helping to forward the mission of the EXO economy. We think of ourselves as the transformation economy. It encompasses all the economic activity of the members of the open EXO community. That's almost 8,000 people now and growing pretty quickly. So it's a significant, small, global emerging economy. We have our own blockchain, we have our own token, we have our own governance, and we have some amazing people. So this is all about those people, this project, and how we continue to move it forward on a week-to-week basis. So thank you for that. From an overall housekeeping perspective on my side, we do meet every week. We broadcast live on YouTube. The replays are always posted almost immediately after the show is over. And I think that's it for intro stuff. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you can ask a question there and we will try to filter it back. If you hear about any links or posts or projects, we'll try to post both in the interactive section on the YouTube side. And ultimately, if you have continued questions, you can find us in WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, platform.openexo.com, probably more. I don't really know, but it's easy to find us and ask questions as we move along. Okay, so let's move into project updates today. We do have Angela Fay, who has joined us. Looks like she's from Futureville today. And Angela is not presenting today, but she will be presenting next week during the 15-minute slot that we hold for community presentations. But she does have an active proposal in sway, and she'll talk about that a bit later. Welcome, Angela. It's great to have you here. I was excited when Kevin told me you'd be joining.
Thanks, Kent. And
You
shout
bet.
out to Yaroslav, who encouraged me to be here and talk me through the process of how to get a project enabled. So
Yeah, and also the fact that all the questions you gave us made us go, oh yeah, we need to do a better job of how to get projects in front of people. So we're going to work on that as well. But I'm gonna toss it next over to first Eric Patel, who's our project coordinator for the EXO economy and keeping an eye on, I don't know, half a dozen or more projects that are moving around the globe, really. And then we'll go to Nikki. Nikki is our marketing director and has loads of things to talk about, I know. So Eric, Nikki, and then back over to me when you're done.
Thanks, Kent. Good seeing everyone. And just in terms of an update, as I think everybody knows, we are continuing to accelerate our efforts to bring the Exos token to market, which means a lot happening both in front and also behind the scenes, right? So there's ongoing town halls with decentralized finance and Exos, which Nikki will be talking more about. We have another one today. We're also looking to map the different places really throughout the world where Exos, the token, are being used. And that's what Angelo has been dealing with. And he'll talk more about that. And of course, a lot of the technical work that's happening behind the scenes, legal work, et cetera, that Kent and Najib and others are working on. I'm hoping Najib gives us an update in a few minutes with respect to the newest version of the Exos Core digital wallet, which will be coming up. I think everybody knows now the current release is available on GitHub, and it's 1.0.17. Ken also talked about the Core Treasury, which I'm a member of, and many of you on the call as well. And we fund different proposals which get added to Sway, which is our online tool. So if you have an idea to make the world a better place and they involve the use of the Exos token, we invite you to go to that website, which we'll be putting in the chat shortly, and make your proposal, and proposals go through a process. There's commentary, there's feedback, there's voting, they get approved, and then eventually funded. So we would encourage you to do that as well. The core treasury does meet, as Kent mentioned, on a regular basis. We are looking to change our day on that, but other than that, I think all is well. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to Nikki for her update.
All right, thanks everybody. It's been a very, very busy time, and today is about to kick off even more. We are changing our town halls from a Zoom meeting to StreamYard. So we will be live broadcasting, and you can meet us across all the social channels. So I guess we'll plug those links in here too. But we also have someone in the Zoom room to start to point people back to the right traffic. So hopefully nobody misses that. We have a special guest speaker today, Mark Hamadi. And he is a brilliant crypto blockchain expert and has a whole lot to say about things. He's very purpose driven, and he won't touch anything unless it's legit. So it's a really cool time coming up. We're in the midst of our 30 doubling challenge, and we've got 5 to 7 people hovering in that, already up at the 30 doublings mark. So they've earned their 10,000 exos. But what's happening is some people are falling out because they're posting things more than they're supposed to. So there's a whole tutorial on how many of these you can do, how many of those you can do, what year they had to be in, that sort of thing. So we're hoping to give feedback as people get in. But I went through and I did some research because enough people have said, what happened to my submissions? And I found 28 things that you can be doing, even if your wallet isn't even ready yet. So if you're having troubleshooting issues and you're saying, I have to wait for my wallet to do this so I can't compete, that is so not true. 28 things you can be doing. You can almost earn your 30 doublings without the wallet, but we kind of left that window because you need to be in the wallet and staking. So ping me, do whatever you need to do. Discord is where we go for support for those sorts of issues. And we have a link, which we can also put in there for the birthday challenge, which is the doubling event. And so I'll basically post those for you as well. One thing that's really important is that we're watching our metrics. What are the metrics that matter? And so we have these 20 measurable things that you can do in the doubling event. And these are important engagement tools for people to be active in the community and to start to move out into the viral sort of spokes of how we can reach new networks and bring more people in. But what we've tried to do is say, okay, what else could we do to incentivize more people to join the challenge? Because we have a few more spots available to reach the top of the game, and we don't have enough people in it. So we're going to incentivize those of you that have reached 30 doublings with another doubling, and those details are coming. So I'll leave that there as a carrot. But one more doubling for top 10 people who get there first. And there are some criteria to meet, but we're going to do it just to get people engaged and excited about making this happen, because this is how the network grows and how the blockchain exists. Another thing we're going to do, and Najib, I need to have a conversation with you about this, but on the blockchain, I understand we have to be over 90% in the core wallet to do the best for what the blockchain is about to be. And so I'm going to get with Najib and give basically some details as to how to achieve that and what steps might be made. I don't know if Kent, you wanted to do a little demo on that like you did yesterday or not, but that's an important metric that we want to reach.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can do that. So let me just show it really quick. So we have a site called stats.exos.to where you can see kind of what's going on with the blockchain, how many blocks, how fast they're moving, number of clients connected to the network, amounts of things staking. What Nikki's referring to specifically is this one, which is, you can see here, it's called P2P, peer-to-peer. And over on the right of this, there's a list of clients that are connected to the network. What you'll notice is that we have a lot of EXOs 2002 and EXOs 2001. Those need to go away. We love you. Thank you for staking. You need to be staking with the Blockcore Exos wallet. This is called EXO Core. Somebody please post a link to the Core wallet latest in all the chats so people can have that again. But we can't tell people enough. So if you're one of these 34 people who is making up 39% of our current staking volume, we really need you to make the shift over to EXO Core. We'll help you ping us in Discord if you're having trouble making the migration or something like that. But this is crucial. Najib can explain more why it matters later. Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah. And the last thing, just to wrap up, is we're working on our media flow so that all of our channels on the Media Center are matching each other in all currents. So we've got several places where you can view our content, both public and within the community. And so we're working on that to make it perfected based on your feedback. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. I got one question in from YouTube. I'll hit that really quick before we go over to the next person. Stephen is asking, when does the doubling challenge end? We have set an end date for that of May 18th. Nikki, correct?
Yes, yes. Last
Okay,
day of the town halls.
And what time zone, what time, please? When does it actually end? Last minute.
It can be midnight Pacific time. That gives everybody an extra chance, an extra shot at getting a few more hours in. How's that?
All right. All right. So yeah, there you go. So Stephen watching on YouTube, thank you for that question. Yeah, there's your answer. We'll post that around. Nikki, that should be shared.
Yes.
So for sure.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, those were your updates from Eric, project coordinator, Nikki, marketing director. We also have on the call, and he said he's traveling, so I'm not sure if he'll be able to update, but Toby Lewis is on the call. So Toby, by the way, everybody, Toby works for Novum. Novum is our key advisor in the building of a bridge from the ExO's blockchain to the Ethereum blockchain for the purpose of listing a wrapped version of ExO's on Uniswap. Way out of scope to talk about here. Come to the town hall if you want to talk about it more. But Toby, do you have updates for us out there? Testing, testing. Is the internet, are the internet gods going to let it happen? Not yet. All right, Toby, try again in a little while if it works. And we'll see how it goes, okay? I saw that you unmuted, but we don't hear you talking, so we'll keep moving. Angelo, you've got a lovely project going on out there creating a map. How's that going?
Hello, community. Yes, well, we are working on the map. We are continually adding more people. We start from zero. We are 22 people, companies, our success story on the map. And I encourage you to be part of the map because the map is the way that you can connect with people who is already using and interacting with the EXOs and also accepting the EXOs. And that will be very important for us to have you in, you know. That's for a while, but I would like to share another idea that I have been talking with the team. Maybe we need to put it in a way that we can discuss it a little bit more. It's related to we talked about that last week. It was related to the way that people need to know a little bit more about the concept, the terms, and the idea. And as a team, we're looking for any idea that you have provided or can provide us for encourage you to learn more about the token, the NFT, the pancake, the swap, the Uniswap, all of that kind of term that at the beginning are complicated, but we are trying to help you as soon as possible with that.
Okay, great. So town halls, seriously, if you're not attending to, or at least watching the replays of the town halls, that's where we address all of that. This call, business of the economy itself. So this is the business of the economy, the emergent DAO, if you like. And but we're having wonderful conversations in the town halls, and we're having wonderful conversations mostly on Telegram. And so I think for sure you want to be there. I did ask, you know, I don't have the link. So we really need all of our economy members, all of our community members, frankly, at OpenEXO. Even if you don't like Telegram, let's get some numbers over there, folks. So, you know, Telegram is just channel number 774. However, it is a growing important channel for the EXO economy. Sorry about the screaming and crying in the background. I have a very angry 4-year-old, it looks like. Anyway, Telegram, please post the link for everybody to join. We really do need a show of force by the OpenEXO community in the Telegram group to signal to the crypto community that we mean business. Like, no shit. Like, this is not a shit coin. This is a real thing. It's been around for years. And I frankly take great offense to being called a shitcoin and things like that. We have worked our asses off to be here, and we've paid our dues. We've held back. We haven't done anything weird. You know, what we have is amazing. So please do take a minute, join the Telegram group, just say hi, be friendly. That's all I really need right now. And I would really appreciate it, because we've got to get those numbers up. It will mean the world as we move forward toward expressing to the world that we're here, that we exist, that it's one of the premier social/community tokens on the planet. And that's where we're headed. So keep an eye on that. Check out Telegram. Please put the links everywhere, someone, please. And we'll go from there. So let's see what else. Oh, here, I'm getting in. Okay, Toby, go for it.
Yeah, apologies, Ken. And if I get cut off again, I am traveling. So, but I thought, I'm super pleased with the momentum that we have at the moment. There's a lot of people coming through the portal, and sort of major investors and just great people getting involved in the wider community, right? So I think the next month and a half is going to be critical. That I think it seems like we've laid the foundation. So now it's all about this thing will happen and go onto the Ethereum mainnet between now and late May, early June, because we're dependent on the tech, and we also want to give ourselves time to build up the excitement. From sort of our thinking, as flagged to Kent, the sort of key sort of marketing channels of Telegram, which is where your major focus is. Salim's also, and Kent and many of the rest of the team have got sort of very sizable sort of public personas as well. So I think getting people out at events and that kind of thing, when Salim gets proper public speaking engagements, that will build a lot of buzz. So I can catch up with Kent on an opportunity that I might have there afterwards. And yeah, no, 100%. I think the key is just hammering home, getting all the channels right. I'm an action on me and Alden as well. Kent, I don't think you've shared the Google Drive white paper, but maybe it's it's probably in the docs anyway. Is it editable, the white paper version?
By you, I believe so. I'll double check.
Okay, great.
We're just trying to lock down version 2.9 to rev it to 3.0. To the point that you're bringing up, we need to add in all the shift toward how we create the bridge, the dashboard, the DeFi piece that we're adding to the world to add to the utility of the Exos token, public liquidity, trading pairs. Without going too far, that sort of thing needs to go into that document. And then Eric, you're in charge of the documents direction, in terms from a project perspective. I know you're not writing it, but Toby and Alden have volunteered to get in there and help us. So we need to get them access to that document. And then we need to make the final revisions and publish this thing. I've had 1,000 requests for that document. Now I'm sending it out and I'm just telling people it's a draft. But what I really want is to get the actual document on the main website, posted as the business overview. And then the assertion is that we should create something called a light paper from the business overview that digs a little deeper into the tokenomics, the economics, the community, bits and pieces, something people can pick up in like 10 minutes or less of reading. And that would be a powerful way to share the information. Then somebody wants to dive deep into the 67-page business overview, they can do that. And really this needs to happen pretty quickly. Like first, we need to get it done, kind of thing is where we are. So that's what Toby's referencing, right? Toby, did I get all that?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's been a great starting document. It just needs a bit of freshening up further because it's got it sort of can reflect where the community has come to and in a bigger way, right? So and I think people will be genuinely excited if we can get the document right. So it gives a lot of credibility to the project, and it sounds like the Lyondell team as well will be coming on board, so they might be able to have a look over it and give us suggestions as well, because they've got a lot of smart crypto people in that, which is the operation that Pfizer linked to. And yeah, no, so super excited about that. And I do think, yeah, like you said, Ken,
I'm just having a bit of a challenge here
it's
with an
Telegram,
upset child. So
if
yeah,
we can
I'm
turn
on
that
mute.
group to a, not to worry, if we can make Telegram.
Okay, Toby, we've lost you, so I'm going to go ahead and say thank you for that
There we
update.
go. I think that will.
And I'm going to mute him. Okay, so there we go. Sorry about that, Toby. I muted you. But we need to keep moving. We're at the halfway point. So now we're going to go into OpenExO has a number of primary divisions that support the community. I'm not going to get into this in great detail, but there's training, there's something called solutions, and there's something called media, and then there's the platform. So Yaroslav is here. Yaroslav runs training for OpenExO. Training is where we take incredible people already and we empower them with the EXO model, the methodology. We connect them to an enormous global community of consultants and coaches and trainers. So Yaroslav, over to you. How are things going in training and EXOs related to training and things like that?
Excellent. Thank you very much, Kent, and greetings to everybody. It's great to see Angela here. We've made it. And I just have 3 pieces of news from the training and certification side for this week. The first one is that, we have 3 paid courses. We have a trainer certification, coach certification, and consultant certification. So these are all currently ongoing. The coach and consultant trainer, we're starting next week. That's my first piece of news. So we decided to run experiments and to kind of support the economy to actually have a full cohort in EXOs. So we've been traditionally accepting a percentage of seats in EXOs, but for the next trainer cohort, we're going to send an announcement about it shortly. We basically are like anybody who wants to take the cohort with EXOs can apply, which at the moment also it's kind of financially attractive. So that is one thing that we will be at. The cohort starts next week, and we'll be sending a promotion and basically unlimited amount of seats in EXOs. So let's see how that experiment works. Second piece of news I wanted to mention is that we are currently we have some demand from some of our alumni to run more kind of custom certifications. So we are working with one of our alumni who is, I think, currently in Brazil, but he's kind of moving around a lot, or was moving around a lot, and now I think he's in Brazil for some time. But we've been working with him to do a special version for about 15 consultants from his company that would actually give people foundations, consultant, and coach all in 8 weeks. It's kind of a new. We've basically put things together, redesigned things a little bit to make it shorter, put an attractive price on it since it's a bigger cohort. And we are running these customs cohort going forward. So that's just kind of an update there. And the final update is that we've begun to plan an event towards the second half of June, which will be quite exciting, but there will be several things happening at the event. The main purpose will be basically to profile success stories of companies using the EXO framework, our consultants, consulting companies with the EXO framework, our consultants running sprints, etc., etc. It's going to be a big event. We have never run this before, and we want to profile as many case studies as possible. Connected to this event will be an award, kind of an award ceremony. We'll have several awards around either companies implementing the methodology on their own and getting great results, or consultants working with companies and doing that. So our intent is to gather, tens of case studies of how the EXO model is transforming companies, how it's leading to revenue growth, to cost reductions, and kind of new products and services, etc. And we will have an award, which I will speak about next week. I plan to pitch also to the Treasury to get some EXOS funding for these awards. And then we'll have awards. We'll have actually those people being featured, people speaking about successful projects, and a whole host of other things to kind of really celebrate the difference our community members have been making. Because we've been seeing kind of towards second half of last year and during this year is that a lot of community members are now succeeding in I mean, they've always been, but it's like kind of an explosion of people succeeding, selling sprints. We just had a first sprint that began in India, thanks to one of our community members who brought the lead. We have other people, you know, there was a sprint in Bulgaria, there are other sprints in kind of Spain and other parts of the world. So we really want to profile all the great things that the consultants are doing. And so that's just kind of a heads up about the event, but I'll speak more in detail once the event will be taking shape. So that's all from my side, Ken.
And Yaroslav, I put this graphic up to show everyone here. One of the things I've been trying to do is remember that we've been at this a while, and not everybody, if you see us for the first time today, you don't have a clue who we are. But I mean, we are over 7,700 community members in 133 countries, speaking 46 languages. We've got 190 certified ambassadors. Ambassadors, if you're out there, share some of this. We've got, there's one, 2,660 certified foundations members. We've got 567 certified consultants, 302 certified sprint coaches, and 144 certified trainers doing some of the things that Yaroslav was talking about. These are the members of the ExO economy. And it goes well beyond that because the economy is an interface to the whole world through finance, which is neat, right? And blockchains and tokens and things like that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, Yaroslav, because what you do is so important to creating that community that's using the economy, that's driving the project. And I mean, it's awesome. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Kent.
Sure thing. And let's see, let me get rid of that. So let's see, we've got, let me get rid of this thing. Gosh, what did I do? Why don't we next jump over to Najib Kihwan. Najib is one of the co-founders of Fluid Chains. Fluid Chains is the key technology partner for Open EXO Inc. and the EXO economy. Najib, tell us what's going on with technology operations for the EXO economy.
Yeah, I will start with what Toby, you and everyone is mentioning, what is the importance and where we are. I just to complement some of the stats, the important, like Ken mentioned, you know, we are noticing increasing the number of the new wallets. These ones that we have here are any of the new releases, but the most important are these ones that are still on the old wallet, especially this is 13 and this 24, and I will go a little bit more deep into that. The other thing that has been quite, this is the report for the last 7 days. There are two metrics that is very important. The number of nodes are increasing. That's super positive. If you see here, we have the maximum 93, and it has been on this month. It has been a while, and actually this is the first time that I see it, that it go over 90. I hope that with this transition, we can increase this number at least to 100. This is an excellent metric to show how people is coming together and is putting up their nodes and exposing and protecting the network. We have more transactions on the network. This is something that definitely we need to see more and more. And it's very important, this one that we keep going, is how many people is really not only open your wallet, but staking. This is something that we has been start to reach 6 million. It's something very possible. We hope that very soon we see 8, and at least that the floor start to be on 5 million tokens. That means this is the most, if it is not one of the most important metric, means people have the tokens there and it's staking. That's what we want, that you participate on that. And here is the metric that eventually is new for you guys. You go here in the menu, we have this one that is the speed of the network. I'm not going to talk about that, but this is what we have called as a BIP9, is the activation of new features. One of 3 of them very important, and it's called staking. What I bring this one here is because we need to reach 95%. And what happens when we reach 95% for 2 days in a row? These 3 features are going to be activated no matter what happens. And what is the implication of that? People that do have those EXO's QT wallet, they will still have the tokens, but the migration today is quite simple. Send the tokens from one wallet to the other one. Once we hit the 95% for 2 days, the migration is not going to be that simple. That doesn't mean that you are going to lose your token, not at all. But we don't want to spend that you spend a lot of time and with a lot of frustration just to something that is quite simple. Send the tokens. You need to go to a process that it may take quite some time, some effort. Now let's do it. And going to what Toby said, what is important on this transition on the wallet? And that's the release that we expect to have tomorrow, actually. And that is, we noticed that, we are getting more and more feedback about some of the issues when you start the wallet, especially for all computers. But then is a bunch of messages that shouldn't be there. Then we want that those messages are very concrete, only there, or that is what are going to be on the release that we are having tomorrow. What is going to happen too is the mechanism to everyone to know that it's an update is going to be something new. That's when people know it's an update there. We have more granularity about what are the modules that are being uploaded. That's when people can just give us even better feedback. And we are preparing to what Toby just mentioned a few minutes ago is to that everyone in the community to participate on this wrapping that we will be talking on the town halls every Tuesday afternoon. Then it is the new wallet. If you are going to participate in those liquidity pools, you must have the new wallet. You won't be able to do it using the XSQT. This is one thing that is quite very important. These updates that we gradually are doing, even on the new wallet, it is focused on that. We will expect May to start just to do the testing and to share with the community what are the new wallet. It's going to be a new look and feel. It's going to be totally new, the UI, plus the new features that are going to be there. And if we hit, and I expect that we hit the 95%, is going to be these new features there. That is the most important, is the cold wallet. I'm sorry, the cold staking. That the cold staking basically is that you can stake your tokens, even you can give your token to someone to do cold staking. And those tokens are super secure because they cannot be sent to another wallet. You can stake, but even if someone hacked your computer, they will not be able to install your token. That is something very positive, super security, and it just incentivizes people to keep staking with no risk at all. That's one of the things. The other feature we will be talking later on. But that's something that I want to share. The importance of this new release is going to be still release 18. And we are still on time. We are catching up with some of the changes with the designers because we want to start just to present eventually next week what is going to be internal mock-ups on the flow on how it's going to look, the wrapping, like Ken mentioned, wrapping the EXOs into WXOs into Ethereum. I think that's pretty much on my side.
Okay, that's a great update, Najib. Thank you. I think we should take that section, Nikki, and grab the that and some of the prior bits. Frankly, I just realized we need a reporter in this call, like someone who's like literally doing, like just like we do on sprints, we have a reporter role. We should have a reporter on this call just to take the transcript and turn it into either one or probably more like a series of blog posts, because you've got community updates, you've got technology updates, you've got, I mean, it's actually pretty, we don't do that. I don't know why we don't do that. I just thought of it just now. So these are the things we figure out along the way. Lisa is running, hi Lisa, you're running a big project to create the second edition of Exponential Organizations. It's due to come out later this year, or at least go to publishing. I don't know exactly the timeline, but there's a huge subset of the OpenExO community. We are finding ways to leverage EXOs for that process as we go along. Would you like to give an update briefly on that project? Sure. And listen, everybody, this is a neat project. We're crowdsourcing the second edition of Exponential Organizations, a global bestseller, and you can be a part of it, literally in the book. Loads of case studies on the way. It's tying directly to the work that Angela's doing, and we're working on finding ways to take all of that research and work and start to feed it out of media, EXO World Media, which is our video, text, and other, and events and books, and all goes out that way. So anyway, go for it.
All right. So I have almost all the chapters in the main doc. So originally, the new chapters for version 2 were broken up, and we had curators who volunteered to curate a content for each of those chapters. And so we've gotten to the next phase where now all of the chapters except the last two, which makes sense, the toolbox and the EXQ Fortune 100 are the last two that need to go in, but they're still gathering some more information. But so it's in the main doc. It's been shared with Peter Diamandis now and Salim. So they are now reviewing the doc. So that's going to take a while because it's well over 400 pages of content. And I'm also working with Emmeline to go through all the case studies, because we have dozens and dozens of case studies, some that were entered in by the group, and then also some that were entered in through a Google form. And so we're just trying to find the best case studies per chapter, and also make sure that we don't have like everyone talking about the same thing in all the chapters. We have coming up on May 6th, I'm still waiting to confirm with Peter his availability, but the Implementing EXO Part 2, where we'll be talking about building an EXO, sprints and fast tracks, the EXQ Fortune 100, broader applications, and EXO Toolbox. So once I confirm Peter's time, I will be asking community members who want to host a session on some of those topics. So that's all I have. A lot going on.
Okay. And there will be multiple opportunities regarding EXOs in that process along the way, from getting, I'm not making any promises right now because we're still trying to figure it out. It has to do with publishers and all kinds of things like that that are sometimes not logical. But we want people to be able to get a copy of the book. We want people to be able to come to the events. We want people to use their EXOs in a huge number of ways. So we will keep you posted.
Yes.
Now I'm going to ask for just a raised hand. If anybody has a project update they would like to share, please raise your hand. And I'm looking for virtual hands. Angela, for sure, I know about yours. I'll grab you. This is the transition to that part where everybody gets a shot. So, let's repost those stats. Also, Vanessa Powell, who just posted our social media stats rather than presenting them today, we'll post those stats under the YouTube chat, and she's just posted them into the interactive chat here in Zoom. So that's great. Last chance for show of hands. And so, Angela, please tell us about the project that you're working on. Thank you again for coming. Hopefully you've learned a ton over the project updates about what's going on in the EXO economy. And you're like, whoa. So this is great. Let's hear. Love to hear what
I think that's a great analogy. Whoa, I'm so excited. I'm a pretty newbie to OpenEXO, but I've launched in, got completely wrapped up in the OpenEXO third birthday party celebration to stake, which for the layman, is really just trading, business trading between services and products on our platform. So the impetus was to actually get to the highest level of staking, because my high level goal is to actually build a whole entire business using the OpenEXO economy. That's my high level goal. So to get there, to get to the 10,000 EXOs is my goal, I would say, in the next 2 weeks. And Yaroslav coached me into this idea, which was put a proposal on Sway, get it funded through AXOs by the greater community, and then turn around and post opportunities on Marketplace, as opposed to just posting on Marketplace. Because what I'm looking for is to receive, get a bigger community involved in a project. So the project that I pitched in my group is a minimum viable proposition for me, because it's easy. I am already a podcast host on Canada's Podcast. We are Canada's #1 podcast show for businesses and entrepreneurs. And so we already have a distribution and sort of, regular readership of 50,000 downloads. And we're on all the distribution. So this is an easy medium for me to leverage. And so to start off with, I'm looking at calling out for Canadian entrepreneurs who are exponential that would like to be featured on Canada's podcast. On a global sense, cool. Now I'm putting on the Futureville hat is, we're beyond just Canada. And so I'm really focusing on developing podcasts as a way to awaken at this point. So it's really an introduction of what's possible. So our focus is really on engagement and getting people through the storyline of awakeness to onboarding, and there is a process that we have at Futurable. I'm a PR and communications company, so it starts with a podcast. It leads to like a live stream where people can have engaging conversations, and then we're a broker agency for technologies, systems, products, and suppliers that are exponential. So the starting pitch that I want to put on Sway next week is a call for people to support a podcast show which focuses on exponential companies, and we need a minimum viable, sort of 20,000 EXOs, which will turn around, and then I will pay members to be on the show in the community later. So that's what the plan is. I would love initial feedback now on the idea as far as using Sway to get a bigger, broader buy-in, and then post to the marketplace for calls to actually get people enrolled in the process.
Awesome. So with time constraints, I can ask for a quick round. Just two quick things. How you leverage the platform and how you write the marketplace opportunities is super critical to the amount of success you'll have. So you should definitely ping me. I've got examples of ones that have worked really, really well. I'll share them with you. And then, the biggest mistake I see people make in the marketplace is they don't put any value. Like there's no EXOs, no dollars, no euros. And I can't understand why you wouldn't. I mean, it's a marketplace. And so you'll get 1% of the responses if you put nothing. And you don't have to assume it's always a large number that matters. Sometimes it's what you're doing that matters, and people, it's great to get some pay, but they do it for small amounts. So those are the big things. And then gamifying the marketplace posts is actually really powerful. And I'll show you one of the techniques I used to do that, and maybe we'll talk some more about that. Does anybody else have any feedback for Angela? I think it's amazing, Angela. It's a wonderful initiative. Nikki.
I do. We're looking for a reporter for people to join this call and pull content. I would like to have you be a part of that process.
Well, and ultimately, one of the goals is that in the podcast, we record them and, transcript them, and then they're searchable, so that instead of having to listen to hours and hours of podcasts, people can actually quickly just connect at the point in the podcast that's relevant to them. So
beautiful. Okay.
Got it. All right, we're coming down to the last few minutes. So if anybody out there on the interactive section, the live folks here, if you're stuck on something, if you need something, if you see something that you're like, wow, why is that like that? It could be so much better. An example would be just a moment ago when I said, why don't we have a reporter? I was thinking, gosh, it'd be so much better if we had that. So that's an example of something, at least in holacracy, they call it tension. It's not about being tense. It's about a difference between the way things are today and the way they could be tomorrow or later if they were better. In other words, moving things forward. Does anybody have a tension or a need, or if you just need to make an announcement quickly, this would be the moment. Raise hand, please, if you need to do so. Virtual or physical hand. Just giving everybody a chance. Nikki, hang on. Nikki, you're next.
All right, thanks. This question I get a few times, and I'm actually working on one myself. What would be the difference between a Sway application for a funded project versus an incubator company that wants to be in it and play for the big role? And what do you need to see in a proposal for an incubator company? Is my follow-on.
An incubator company. So do you mean for EXO, what we call EXO Solutions now, the incubating projects? Okay.
I didn't know that it was.
I actually,
yes.
Yeah, it changed last week, so nobody knows. I just need better PR. So incubation is something that Open EXO has been doing since its inception. The economy itself is an incubating project of Open EXO, but incubation is available to any member of the community that's doing something that has progressed to a point where it looks like it could use, be a strategic alignment with Open EXO, it could boost, right? So we want it to be something that rises all tides. It's very important that it's that sort of thing. So I think the big difference is it's definitely established. There's definitely a company behind it. I've got a whole list of bullets that I didn't have prepared for today, Nikki, but maybe we can take this as a topic for either in the town hall later or next Tuesday's meeting to explain a little further. And then it's about how closely you want to tie to OpenExO, the OpenExO community, and remembering that OpenExO is a public benefit corporation that has a nonprofit arm called the Fast Track Institute, and it incubates, it fiscally hosts, in some cases, virtual companies or virtual nonprofits as well, which is a big part of what incubation is becoming, Nikki. And whether we stick with that name incubation or not, I'm not so sure. But there are some interesting parallels being drawn by some folks I've been talking to. So it's a really exciting area. We've done this a dozen times or so in the last few years. And there's just, I mean, really, honestly, there's almost limitless opportunities there. Angela.
I just have a tension point based on Nikki's question, which is we definitely need Singularity University Campus Canada. And in that, maybe we can broker and train people how to run an effective incubator company.
Okay, great. That'd be wonderful. If you want to just ping me or ping me offline so we can connect, right? Because I need to know more, and then I can tell you more, and we'll figure out how to make it work. We are all about, I mean, we're very open and transparent, and I mean, you know, we have unlimited olive branches. You know, we really want to see the world. Well, what we say is we want to transform the world for a better future. I've been playing with the new wording on that, transform the future for a better world, because I think, you know, shaping the future is kind of what we're all about. So I don't know which one's better yet. I'm just playing with it, but there's so many good things. And let's see, okay, so I think if there's anything else. Last call. Oh, I've got some hands. Kevin Allen.
All I wanted to do was just say a big thanks to all the people, and especially to Mars for responding to folks in the Discord as well as in Telegram. I need to go into Discord and give them a bit of a tip there. But yeah, I mean, a big thank you to people who are just stepping up and answering things in Discord. Really super helpful. Really what we need, because there's going to be stuff we miss. So I wanted to say a big thank you to that. And then also I presented today at Peter Christoph, who's a community member, at his course that he runs at the University of Pex. I think that's how you say it. Nice. Which always blows my mind that it was founded in 1367. That's just crazy. Yeah, so presented about the community and did quite a long segment on EXOs and the EXO economy and what it's all about. So yeah, that's all I wanted to share.
Thank you, Kevin. Cesar, you've got an announcement or ask? You're on mute.
Yes, maybe a couple of comments here, more updates. One is that Rotanio is celebrating this month the Innovation and Creativity Month, and they have a very interesting meeting last week with the participation of Elkin, which was one of the initiators of the project from Protaene. And this week they will have a second one, and they are all people across Latin America. And in this second week, Rodrigo will be joining that session. So cool. I just wanted to share that from Rotanio. And the other thing in Miami is happening the blockchain conference in June. So Nikki, as soon as I have more details, I will connect with you. But it will be a great opportunity for OpenExO in conjunction with the sister economies to make an event, and we have secured a space in the satellite event. So we have done that in the past, and it will be very beneficial for the local community.
That's fantastic. Yes, and we also are going to be at AIBC in Dubai. The EXO Economy will be representing. Salim will be there. There's going to be some very interesting stuff going on in Dubai around the EXO Economy. Keep an eye on that. There's something called the events list on our website that you can go look at. So we're at the end here, so I'm going to have to wrap this up. I'll do so by saying I think this was an awesome meeting. So I brought some fireworks, and let's just keep it going. Please, please, please come to the town hall later, ask questions, share. If you've got a case study that you want to talk about, we've got an awesome new speaker coming in that I'm looking forward to talking with during the event. So that's it. We're done. Congratulations, everybody, on all the progress. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, folks.
Cheers.